What's up and welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to be answering some of your questions. We'll be talking about a rumored Andor Season 2 set coming next year, as well as some of the next LEGO Star Wars Anniversary minifigures and some news regarding the UCS Death Star, and much more. So if you're excited, make sure to leave a like, and if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in the next installment of this video, leave them down below in the comment section of this video, and I'll try my best to get to them in the next episode. But without further ado, let's get right on into this video. First question for today comes from Jackson, and they ask, what do I think that a Snowspeeder build would cost nowadays, given the fact that battle packs are now up to $23? And we actually have some insight due to our leaks for the summer of 2025, given that we have a set that is going to be a Snowspeeder build. Now, this may not be an exact one-to-one comparison, as this is a Rebuild the Galaxy set branded as a 7+ set, with 349 pieces and the retail being $55 and having 3 minifigures. And this is, like I said, it's not going to be your traditional Snowspeeder. It's going to be based off of Rebuild the Galaxy. I believe this one's supposed to be some sort of hot rod kind of thing. I'm not really sure. I haven't watched Rebuild the Galaxy or anything like that. But I think that if we were to see, and when we do see our next Snowspeeder, which I think will probably be next year, if not the year after, I feel like it's going to be in a similar price point. I feel like anywhere from $45 to $55, depending on what we get. Even if they throw in some sort of side build, I could honestly see it going up to $60, maybe even above that. But I feel like if we were to get just a Snowspeeder, 2-3 minifigures and maybe some small Hoth side build, it would be probably around that $55 mark, and I think that'd be right on the nose, which is kind of crazy to think about given the price of our previous Snowspeeders and what they have gotten up to today. Credible Bricks asks, do I think that for the LEGO UCS Death Star that they will let us pre-order the set because of the likely high demand? And honestly, looking back at some of our previous sets that were in very high demand, especially UCS sets and the ones that have a promo tied with them, because we know that this UCS Death Star is going to have a promo, is rumored right now to be that TIE Fighter. Hopefully it's something that changes. I'm not a big fan of that TIE Fighter promo, but that's not something that we're talking about here. But I don't think that LEGO will let us pre-order it due to the fact when sets like that, like look at the UCS Slave 1 that recently came out, or the Jango Fett Starship, that wasn't one that was up for pre-order versus all of the other sets that released alongside it were up for pre-order, and that's because of the gift with purchase that came out alongside it. So I think that that's the reason that we won't see this one get the opportunity to be pre-ordered. But to be honest, I don't think you're gonna have too much trouble getting your hands on this one. It's a $1,000 LEGO set. If you want it, I doubt they're gonna sell out insanely fast. I do think there's gonna be an initial wave, and they'll probably go on back order or something like that on the website, or if you are going in person, you'll probably want to get there early, as it is with any other release. Normally there's a line out the door before the store even opens, but I do feel like this is one that not everyone's going to be able to get their hands on, but it's one that's definitely going to be able to find in stock. But if you do want that gift with purchase, I say just go out and get it day one, and I don't think that it's one that's going to be able to be pre-ordered. Ghosteen asks, what is my favorite LEGO Astromec droid? And I think there's actually a lot of really cool ones, but my favorite by far has to be the Imperial Astromec droid from the Imperial Assault Carrier, the Star Wars Rebels one. And something about that, the trans clear head with the printing all around, just contrasting with the black body of the droid, looks so sick, and that's why he is by far my favorite version of the Astromec droid. I do think, like, character-wise, it's got to be R2-D2. He is so sick. But other than that, I think, like, design-wise and, like, LEGO figure-wise, it has to be that Imperial Astromec droid. Judgment asks, when the 30th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars comes around, what 6 minifigures would I like to see? And I think that you have a pretty good lineup. I do think that I'm really hoping that we get that SM33 not as a 30th anniversary minifigure. I hope that we'll see him in a set before then. But as for my lineup, I thought long and hard about this. First off, I think you're right. I feel like Rom Coda got to be up in there. I feel like we're not going to get anything based off of the Force Unleashed, and I feel like this is the only option to ever get a Rom Coda. So that is my number 1 pick. Number 2, I have Darth Nihilus. I think he has such a sick design. Now, some people talked about and argued this would be kind of boring given the fact that other than the mask, he's kind of just in black robes, but I do think it would make a great minifigure. Next up, Emperor Valkorion. I think such a cool character once again from the Old Republic. I'm a huge fan, and I think that he would just translate into a minifigure with that armor, and just overall he would be an amazing minifigure. Next up, one that I'm very disappointed that we didn't already get when Tales of the Jedi was coming out is a Jedi Dooku. It's one that everyone wanted and we just didn't get because we got no sets for the Tales of the Jedi, which was very disappointing. So I feel like we wouldn't be able to get one if it wasn't for some sort of anniversary minifigure, and me being a massive fan of Count Dooku, Dooku. I really want a Jedi Dooku minifigure, and this is probably the only way to get them. Next up, I think to go with our ARC Trooper 5s, you need an ARC Trooper Echo. You can't have one without the other, and that imbalance, I feel it, and I think if we got an ARC Trooper 5s as an anniversary minifigure, we're never getting an ARC Trooper Echo. So I say just give us the ARC Trooper Echo in the next anniversary so we can complete our collection. The only weird kind of thing there is I'm hoping by 2030, or the 30th anniversary, I mean, LEGO changes their clone troopers so they're not exactly the same as they are now. So that may be a little bit of an issue given you know your 5s and Echo would be in a different style of clone trooper. But nonetheless, I think we need our ARC Trooper Echo to go with the ARC Trooper 5s. And last up, I have Wat Tambor. I think Wat Tambor is a super cool designed character, and the fact that we just don't really get any Separatist minifigures or just the Separatist sets in general, I don't think that we're going to see a Wat Tambor anytime soon or in the future at all. So I think getting him as a 30th anniversary minifigure would be sick. I think he has a great design, and I would love to see a Wat Tambor. But those are mine. But let me know down below in the comments what you would like to see as some 30th anniversary minifigures, because to be honest, as far away as that seems, it really isn't. It's like 4 more years and we're going to be getting those, which is kind of crazy. And I do think that we will get the minifigures. I think it's something that LEGO has realized sells very well, looking at our 2019 and then 2024, all of those sets being highly praised by fans. So I have no doubt that we'll see more minifigures for the 30th anniversary. Hunter Robinson asks, do I think that they will make a Playscale AT-AT after the UCS one retires? And I think that the UCS one actually already retired last year, but I do agree with you that $850 price tag, even at retail, which now it goes for like $1,000 on the aftermarket, not one that is easily accessible. And I do think that it is inevitable to get a Playscale AT-AT. LEGO loves Hoth. It's no secret. We always get a Hoth wave every few years, and that's what I was talking about before with the Snowspeeder. I feel like we're going to be getting a Snowspeeder that AT-AT, maybe some other Hoth playsets, will all come out in due time. Probably, honestly, we could see them as soon as next year, but if not, in the years to follow. And we are getting that holiday AT-AT coming in October, which I'm super excited for, but that's not really your traditional AT-AT. It's not really one that you want for your Imperial Army. You don't want to be pulling up on the rebels in a tricked out holiday AT-AT. It doesn't really scare them away, but I think we will be seeing a new AT-AT pretty soon, and I'm curious to see kind of what the size of it looks versus the price, given how LEGO's sets have been, on the downsizing route. And I think that this one, will LEGO increase the price, or will they downsize the set, or will they do a little bit of both? We'll have to wait and see, but I have no doubt that we'll see one in the coming years. And our last question for today comes from Siri Mall, and they ask, will we get more Andor sets or just the 2 that we have? And before I get into that, I do want to talk about a rumor that was going around about an Andor TIE Avenger, and that rumor is pretty fake, I think, in my opinion, and also everyone that I get my leaks from and the other leakers in the community haven't backed it, and some have even said okay, this is fake, and I'm gonna have to agree with that. And the biggest giveaway was the rumored minifigures coming alongside that. I think the price that was connected to that was $55, and they said that the minifigures were going to be Cassian Andor, a TIE pilot, the girl from the episode, as well as 2 of the range troopers. And LEGO's not giving us 5 minifigures and a $55 set TIE Avenger. That kind of was the big giveaway to me. Now, it's not to say that we're not getting a TIE Avenger in the future. I feel like that set would be perfect, and it's one that I feel like has a high likelihood of happening from LEGO. It's kind of one of the no-brainer ideas if they're going to make more sets based off of Andor, and it's one that I really want to see. I just think that original rumor that we're seeing one in 2026 is fake. Not to say that we're not going to see one, it's just the information connected to that one is not believable in my opinion, and I doubt that that is how it is going to happen. But I do think that we need to see some sets based off of Andor, and I think LEGO would be pretty silly not to capitalize on how well perceived Andor Season 2 has been, and all of the hype that's been built up around it. I feel like they're gonna have to try and capitalize, as we only got 2 sets, being the Ambush on Ferrix as well as the U-Wing. And if you want to see a comparison of those 2 sets, I have one coming out tomorrow. I thought that would be a fun comparison, so stay tuned for that coming out tomorrow. But I do feel there are tons of missed opportunities for sets and minifigures to come out with sets for Andor Season 2. I really want to see a Wilhelm. I feel like it would have been cool to have gotten a Saw Gerrera. However, we got him as an anniversary minifigure, so that's kind of like a weird kind of duality, because the anniversary minifigures were supposed to be stuff that we weren't going to see otherwise, and now we kind of have the opportunity to get a Saw Gerrera. So it's a little little disappointing because, you know, maybe they could have made that Saw Gerrera a different minifigure and then given him to us now as an Andor minifigure. I think that would have worked out perfectly. But I also want to see like a Mon Mothma. I feel like in the trailer we saw the Imperial Assault Carrier, or the Gazanti, which was super sick. We saw that in the show as well. I feel like getting a set of that, even though it only appeared for a brief moment, that one being one of my favorite sets from Rebels, so I feel like it could make a sick set for Andor. But there's so many possibilities, and I think LEGO would be foolish not to capitalize on them. But I really can't give you an answer. I feel like it's only a matter of time before we know if we will be getting more sets in 2026 related to Andor, but I do feel like there's a high possibility to see some in the future. That is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you for everyone who asked a question. And I'm sorry if I couldn't get to all of them. There's always so many questions, but if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in the next installment of this series, leave them down below in the comment section of this video, and I'll try my best to get to them in the next episode. Stay safe. Drew, signing out.